Oh, good girl. Yes, let everybody see your sweet face. You look at the camera. You look at the camera. Oh, there's your sweet face. Somebody got a little haircut. She wanted to look fresh for the video. My haircut, I'm about 2 years overdue on mine looking fresh for the video. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We have got a hot, sweaty workout ahead of us. So we are doing our sweaty Saturday Tabata. I hope that you've done this with me before, but if not, don't worry. We will talk about it, we will cover it, and then we will get to work super quick. So what are you going to need today? You just need some upper body weights. We are going to do a lower body and upper body set, but for the lower body, no weights are going to be needed. So just weights for your upper body. I think you're being called. I think you have business elsewhere. Where'd you go? Guess who's inside? Go. She's such a goof. She's like really started to enjoy this being on the mat, which when it's hot, it's not the best idea. She's got a little fur coat on. So guys, we are going to need upper body weights. You're going to need a kettlebell, or we still need a kettlebell. Kettlebell or one heavy weight, and it really doesn't matter which one. Kettlebell might be a little more comfortable, but it's fine. And when I say heavy weight, I don't mean, just to be clear, I don't mean heavy weight for lower body. I mean heavy weight for upper body. So probably not a 25, 30 pound weight. So you need upper body weights. Make sure that includes either one heavy upper body weight or a kettlebell. And then just your yoga mat, your floor support, whatever makes you comfy, cozy in the floor. And then also to make sure that you have a little bit of space around you. Now you guys know that I operate in a very small space here, so I don't mean you need a whole living room, but just make sure that you have room to move left to right, okay? And also up and down. So maybe don't be under a ceiling fan if you're working out today. So we are doing Tabata. What does that mean? Tabata means a long stretch of work where we alternate on and off of work pretty quickly. So we have short sets, short break. Unlike circuit where we have long sets, short break, we've got short break, short work, short break, short work, short break. But the difference is circuit between each exercise. So circuit, we do a minute of work, 20 seconds off, minute of work, 20 seconds off. And we kind of flow that for a long period of time. Tabata is 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, round and round and round and round and round and round and round until we are done. So it's a lot more kind of fast-paced, 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 and then, woo, we take a nice long break. So not super different from circuit, but it is a lot more hot and sweaty, and the exercises that we do in Tabata, at least the way that I write them, are also hot and sweaty exercises, right? So it's kind of this compounding hot and sweaty effort, and then we get this poof, big release at the end. So that is how we're working in our Tabata today. So each Tabata, we're going to have 3. It's going to be 15 minutes total. Our first one's going to be lower body. The lower body is going to incorporate a lot of cardio. In fact, it's all cardio and lower body work together. So expect to really get that heart rate elevated, really break a nice sweat. Upper body work is going to be our second Tabata. Again, that's 15 minutes. Upper body work, I have also incorporated some level of cardio into the upper body. Not as intense as the lower body, but we are going to be moving in a way by either combination exercises or some extra kind of leg work into our upper body exercises that is going to make it a little cardio-y as well. And then our third set, again 15 minutes, is going to be core work. And again, there's usually not a lot of cardio in core, but I did select and create exercises where we are doing big movements in our core work, which will again elevate our heart a little more than if we just say laid on the floor and did a crunch, where our body's stationary and we're just crunching. Instead, we're going to do exercises where we're moving our legs in big movements, things like that. So that also gets your heart rate elevated. So just want you to understand if Tabata is new to you, how we are working, and set your expectation, because we don't do a lot of cardio. So I don't want you to panic or freak out or get extremely worried, because if that's something you don't do a lot, and especially if you only do my videos, and you probably don't do cardio a lot at all, because I don't do a lot of cardio videos. So I just want you to know what to expect and don't be scared. You know the difference between, oh my gosh, I'm working really hard, oh my gosh, I'm so blown up, this is crazy, versus I think something might be wrong. Okay, so just listen to your body. If you feel really overwhelmed, you still feel safe, you still feel fine, but you're really overwhelmed, or your heart rate, your cardio is just higher than you expected, you can always tone it down. And I will show you how you can tone it down, the exercises themselves, or you can always take a break, skip an exercise if you need to, and just march in place, something like that. All right, so don't want to keep it too much longer, so as always, just modify as needed. There is a lot of impact in our lower body round, but I will show you how to do no impact. You guys know I'm not a big impact person, so I will probably mix and match. I usually nowadays can do a little bit of impact, so I'll do a little bit and then dial it back. So I'll show you both ways you can move and not have impact, or go full out in your impact. If you have questions, of course, leave me a line on Facebook here live, and I will be happy to answer. Or if you're doing it after the fact, I probably can't help you if you're doing it at a time I'm not working out, but I will help you afterwards as soon as I can. I will help you so you'll be better set up for the future. And always, I please ask, I'm on social media, that you do all the things, all the sharing, the liking, the loving, the favoriting, the following, all of those things that help get our posts out in front of people, so we can encourage more people to join us here at Strong Style Fitness. And lastly, if you wish to donate funds for these classes, as a reminder, I don't get paid any other way. It is the only payment I receive for these classes. So if you can give, even if it's just $5, anything is greatly appreciated. Venmo at Strong Style Fit is where you'll find me. You'll see this logo, and you'll know it's me. All right, guys, I'm going to catch a quick drink of water, and then we're going to get started on our Tabata. I'm going to show you what the first exercise is, because once I hit start with the timer, we're off to the races. So I'll show you the first exercise, and then in the breaks in between, I will show you the rest. And make sure not to throw anything too new in here. As far as the lower body goes, the upper body, there is, I think, 2 new, maybe even 3 new exercises in the upper body, but no sweat, you'll pick it up super quick. All right, guys, I'm going to grab some water, and I'll meet you back here in just a sec. Hey, Caroline, good morning. I hope you are ready to scare your doggies with a lot of movement. All right, guys, we are going to do our Tabata. So our first exercise, pretty straightforward. We're going to do squats. Ooh, I need to adjust my notes. One moment. There we go. So we're going to do squats with alternating front kicks. So we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. We don't want to be wide for this one. We want to have our feet hip width, or just a little bit wider is okay, but we don't want to be super wide, because we're going to squat back, and as we come up, boom, we front kick. Squat down, boom, front kick. Front kick here is not a rocket kick, so we're not squatting, dun, 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 dun. We are squatting, and then we are pow, pushing somebody away. Boom, like you were trying to tell somebody to get off you. So think of it more of a push. Knee comes up and in, and then push it out. So that's going to be exercise 1. Let's get started. We got 15 minutes straight of work. So again, unlike circuit, we're going a long time without any long break. All right? All right, guys, so let's get started in 3, 2, and 1. 40 seconds. Squat, front kick, boom. Squat, front kick, boom. Some modifications here, obviously, just don't squat as deep. If your cardio is getting too high, then just slow the movement down, or take it as fast as you want if you're ready. We're just getting warmed up, so be mindful here. You might need to ease yourself into it. So pick your pace. Maybe you go a little slower round 1, and then 2 and 3, you knock it out of the park. Boom! First exercise done. So we're doing a single leg skip. Don't be surprised if your mind is blown. So we got our front leg, left leg forward, Right leg behind us, ready to push. Opposite arms, like runner's arms. Perfect. So from here, we pull our knee through, skip up. Skip up. So you can make this as big or as small as you want. So I'm kind of hovering in the middle. My foot is coming off the ground, but just a little bit. If you like a lot of impact, you can big hops at the top. Big hops at the top. No impact, come up to your toe. You use those arms for some leverage. Use those arms to get some leverage, some momentum. Next up, we've got skaters. We've done skaters a million times. Come to one side of your space. Catch your breath. You got 8 seconds. Perfect. So skaters, hop across. Think a power skater. That's what this move is referencing. So if you're doing impact, hop across, push, push. So your foot that's sweeping back, that's your power foot. You're pushing, catching yourself. No impact, big step, push. You need to bring it down even more, take smaller steps. Your choice. Choose your own adventure. Just make sure you're landing lightly in this foot. Woo! All right. Single leg skip. Other side. Heart rate up. I know mine is. And a good way to tell is like you hear where I'm at right now. I can get 3-4 words out before I have to catch a breath. It's a good place to be. Right leg forward. Opposite arms. Pull through. Pull through. So again, you can make this big. You can make it little hop. You can come to a toe. If you're like Trace, my heart still feels a little more than where I want to be, you can take the arms smaller. That also changes the level of effort. Awesome. Last one, we've got Heisman's. I'd like to have a little more room for my Heisman, so you feel free to take up as much space as you want. I'm going to show you kind of the more compact version of a Heisman. 5 seconds. Catch your breath. All right, so Heisman, we fast feet shuffle, come up. Fast feet shuffle, up. So I can only take a couple steps. If you want to make it a little bigger, 4 or 5 steps, whatever works for you. I have to keep my shuffles kind of compact or else I'm completely off camera or I'm going to run into a shelf or a refrigerator. And again, you're catching yourself on this planted leg, landing into a soft knee. So, that's our 5 exercises. We're going through that 2 more times. Again, no big break though. Just the 20 seconds, and that's it. So we got 5 more seconds. We got squat, Austrian front kick. Now I'm not going to talk as much, because clearly I can't. So, just remember, hips still come back, just like a squat. Don't let the kick, don't let the speed mess up your squat form. Single leg skip, left side, come in up. Haven't even enough about my awesome decor today, I'll wait till our long break on that. Left leg forward, opposite arms, pull through. I encourage you to come back into your heel a little and then push forward to your toe. That gives you some momentum. Also, by coming back into that hip, it's engaging those glutes. And just like anything, pick a focal point, because you are doing some balance in here. You're jumping on one foot, you're stepping back with one foot. So if you're feeling like, what the heck is going on? Falling all over the place. Just like when we train balance, pick a focal point. Make a huge difference. Skaters, coming up. 5 seconds. Let's go. And remember, you can make this as big as you want. I'm in the mid ground. You can hop bigger than I. You can come down to just a step. You can make your hops or your steps smaller. If you need to control the heart rate even more, make your arms smaller, keep them down lower. Single leg skip, right side. How's your skips? Do they feel really weird? Anytime I throw skips into people's workouts, it's incredible how our brains have forgotten to skip, and how our brains, especially as we get older, forget that we're meant to move in opposites. You know, our arms and legs are supposed to move opposite of one another. But somewhere along the line, we stop doing it. And so when I do exercises like this, or dead bug, where you really have to move opposites, it blows people's minds. Heisman's. Take these, I know it's short, 20 seconds. Even if it's just 2 breaths. Try to get it back under your control. Just for a moment. I know it's going right back. Heisman's. But just that little break of control really makes a big difference. There. We've only got 1 round of these left. It's crazy how fast it goes. You guys grab water whenever you need it. Squat with front kicks. Yes, I'm breathing obnoxiously loud. 1. Because I want to make sure I'm breathing. 2, if you hear me, you're more likely to think about your breathing as well. Single leg skip. Left side. Remember guys, take extra breaks if you need to. This is a lot for you. Take a break. Take an exercise off. You've got 4 more exercises till a nice long break. Left leg, single leg skip. We'll pick that focal point. Stairs. See if you can catch it. As opposed to just letting it get the best of you. Skaters. Landing light, guys, into that soft knee. Push with that back foot. Push. Are you actually pushing something? No. But that's part of the work. It's part of that self-resistance. Almost there, guys. 2 exercises left. Right leg, single leg skip. Catch it. Last one. 40 seconds of work. That's all that's left. You got this, guys. Heisman's. Halfway there. Under 10. Don't give up. Don't slow down. Three minutes. Catch your breath. Guys, don't stop. Keep step touching something. Don't just stop. Don't sit down. Don't lay down. Keep doing something. Little step touch. Walk around your room. I'm just going to be silent. Catch my breath. Let you catch yours. Once you feel like you can, work on controlling that breath a little. I don't expect you to be able to slow it down to a 4 count, anything like that. Just you put your mind back in control of that breath. Good. We've got 2 minutes. Keep enjoying your break. Have some water. So now we're halfway through our break. Definitely still elevated, still high, but I can get more words out without needing to take a breath. I feel a little more in control. So hopefully you're working in that direction too. Guys, the only rule is that, which I don't think is an issue here, but in this 3-minute break, you got 1 minute and 6 seconds left. Don't cool off. I think it's highly unlikely that you will after that set in 3 minutes, but everybody's different. So just make sure that in this break that you are still on a simmer. You're still warm, you're still slightly elevated, meaning you can't breathe through your mouth. I'm sorry, you can't breathe with your mouth closed. You should use your mouth open to breathe. You want to keep that effort in your body still. At 35 seconds. I'm going to check the video, come back. I might pause for another moment just to give teach our first exercise. In fact, why don't I go ahead and pause at 25 seconds. I'll check the video, I'll come back. I'll teach you the first exercise, and then we'll finish out with 20 seconds left on the break, and then we'll get started. All right, guys, so I'm just looking for a piece of equipment here. There we go. So our first exercise, and we're going to do this single-sided, so you'll see it a second time, is called a push press. So it's kind of a CrossFit move, which you guys, you know me, know I'm not a huge advocate of that, but this is one that I feel is safe, and I'm changing it just a little bit. A lot of times push press we do with super heavy weights on a long barbell. That's kind of a CrossFit push press. We're not doing that. We're going to use one side, one weight. If you're using a kettlebell, I want you to have it flipped to the side here. If you have a heavy weight, you're just going to hold it in your hand. Okay? Same grip though, this hammer kind of grip, not here, out to the open. You got your arm forward, and the weight can literally sit on your shoulder if you want. So we're going to be here, shoulders down. We're going to sit our hips back a little bit. We're not going to a full squat. Hips sit back, and we push. Hips sit back, push. Hips sit back, push. Now just be careful, like I'm kind of experiencing, because my kettlebell's too light, is that the weight's bouncing and hitting me in the wrist, and that hurts. So I'm not going to use the kettlebell, but if you have an appropriate kettlebell, that will probably work. I'm going to try push press here. So that's going to be exercise 1, push press with the left hand. All right, I'm going to let the timer finish running itself out. So we have about 20 seconds left. You might want to practice it just a little bit in this 20 seconds to make sure you have the right weight. And this is what we're starting with on the left side, push press. Feet hip width are a little bit wider. Got 5 seconds left. Go ahead and get yourself set up. Good, so hips come back, push. Hips come back, push. You see my feet are leaving, my heels are leaving the ground a little bit too. Push, 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 push. You might notice, by being able to use this little bit of momentum, that your weight might be heavier than normal. Whew. All right. Here I'm going to go to a lighter end of medium spectrum for me. We're going to do an alternating single arm overhead press, overhead tricep. So go ahead and load up like your overhead press. You're going to push up, drop back into tricep, alternate. So we're doing the push-up of the overhead press, drop of a tricep, and then finish your overhead press. Meanwhile, your arm that's not moving is doing work by holding that weight stationary. Whew. That is some burn. Woo! All right, we've got the push press on the other side. Woo! And guys, I intentionally did not put any floor work in the lower body or the upper body. So our cardio is high, and it can be dangerous for certain populations to go down to the floor with your heart rate elevated. Push press, other side. Push, down, push. So again, it's not a full squat. It's just a little kind of half squat, and then drive through those feet, pop those heels, and pop that weight up. Again, make sure you keep that shoulder down, don't up high. The arm out to the side that I had just might help you feel a little more balanced. All right. So guys, here, you're going to want a lighter weight. We're going to do a front raise with a mini squat. So again, this is where I was saying, I'm incorporating some legs into the upper body just to help elevate that cardio. So front raise is here, right? Stopping at that chest height. So now we're going to add a squat. Now, it doesn't have to be your fullest expression of a squat. I'm going about a 3/4 squat. Again, that just helps get you, 1, more cardio, but 2, a little bit of momentum. Maybe you can front raise a little bit heavier because you've got this momentum. Maybe not. These weights feel like they're way a ton. Good. So last, I've got like that mystery hair that you feel every time you move, but you can't find it. So we're gonna do, taking a bicep curl. I would recommend going a hair lighter than your normal bicep curl. All right, curl up, push up, open, close, lower it down. Curl, push, open, lower it, back down. Curl, push, open, bring it back in, lower it down. So everything except for the open, our arms are close into our body. Elbows hugging that midline. So it's almost like a bicep curl Arnold. Whew. All right, guys, back to the top, push press. So yeah, it's almost like instead of an overhead press Arnold, it's a bicep curl Arnold. We are one cycle through. Push press, left side. Feet hip width apart. Load that weight. Hips come back. Push. 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 The arm out to the side. It's just optional. I feel a little more balanced and even. If I have an arm out here. I'm taking those a little, not a super fast pace, so I want to make sure I'm moving properly. If you feel good, you feel comfortable, you can move a little faster than me. It's a new movement for me, probably for you. So I'm just being a little more mindful about how I'm doing it. All right. Overhead press, tricep. Finish the press. Overhead press, tricep. Finish the press. Okay. Now don't let your stationary arm get lazy. Don't let it start dropping down. Keep it up. That's part of the work. Good. Push press. Other side. So you see, still breathy. I'm still only getting a few words out before I have to pause. So still in that cardio zone. Probably not quite as high as the legs, but still, I mean, for an upper body workout especially, high cardio. Again, guys, even though this is just a little mini squat we're doing, make sure your hips are sitting back, that you're not rocking forward into your knees. Oop. Almost rocked forward. Woo. Front raise with that mini squat. So guys, there's a lot going on here in this motion. So make sure that you're still keeping your front raise as it should be, that your shoulders are staying relaxed from your ears, that you're not crunching up. Keep your shoulders down and back, that you're still stopping about that chest height. Your chest height is lower because you're squatting. So make sure you're not pushing up overhead. Man, that is some upper body cardio. All right, we've got that bicep curl, Arnold variation. And curl up, push halfway, open, close, lower it down slow the way you came. Curl up. Push up, open, close, lower it back the way you came. And how cool, in just 5 exercises, we're hitting almost every major part of the upper body. That's the end of the second round. One more round through, guys. It goes so fast in these workouts. Remember, get water whenever you need it. Time just flies in these Tabata workouts. All right. Yeah, the only body part that we're not directly hitting, but we are indirectly hitting, is our lats. But our lats are involved in this exercise. We're just not doing a primary mover lat exercise. Everything else, we've got biceps, triceps, chest, multiple parts of the shoulder. Goodness. Overhead tricep, overhead press. load it up. Press, tricep, down. Again, relax those shoulders away from the ears. I know I'm like a broken record, but almost every exercise we're doing, if not every exercise we're doing, kind of lends itself to that shoulder shrug. My shoulders are on fire. I don't know about you guys. Woo! On fire. All right. Push press. Right side. My eyebrows are sweating. All right. Push press. Right side. Let's come back. Push up. Use that momentum. Now, we're using that momentum. We're pushing up with strength. Make sure you're not locking that elbow out at the top. Leave a little micro bend. Don't hyperextend that elbow at the top. We've got 2 left. Front raise with that mini squat. Arnold bicep curl variation. Whew. I'm going to try to finish with these 8 on this front raise. All right. Open that chest up. Back. 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 Sit those hips back. Leave those shoulders down. You got it, guys. Under 10 seconds. Woo! Oh man. Last upper body exercise. Woo! Bicep curl, Arnold variation. Curl, lift, open, close, bring it back. Open, close, bring it down. Just make sure on that bring it down, you're nice and close to the body. You're reversing that bicep curl down. Guys, 3 minutes. Big break here. So, if you're in a place like I am, I don't think you're going to cool down in these 3 minutes. But I'm also in a garage with only an oscillating fan, no air conditioning. So, I might be a little hotter than you are if you're working out at home in your air-conditioned house. So, just be mindful of that. In this 3-minute break, you've got 2.5 minutes left. Don't let yourself cool off completely. Stay on a simmer. I like to think of it as a simmer, that your heart rate is still a little elevated, not up here, but again, you need to breathe with your mouth open. But you can't quite breathe with your mouth closed. That's a good indicator. I still like you to be where, you can get maybe a sentence out without having to catch your breath, but you couldn't just stand and have a long conversation without having to pause for a second. So, right now I'm getting about a sentence and a half out, and then I want to take a breath. I want to keep a little bit of sweat going, a little bit of heat. That's super important. And I don't say any of this because I want to kick your ass really hard in this workout, and I want you to feel like you're dead at the end. This is all functional. There's a reason for all of this. You want to stay warm. We've done all this effort to get your body warm, to get your body to a certain place, and we want to maintain it. We don't want to cool off and have to reestablish the heat again. We don't want to cool off and let our muscles start to constrict and tighten. They're nice and loose and open right now. Let's take advantage of it. So you have a minute, 20 seconds. I'm going to check on the video, keep catching my breath, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. All of our exercises for the third round, these are a core set. Everything is in the floor. So go ahead and set your floor up to whatever feels good. We are going to do some work on our hands and on our elbows. So if you need extra padding for that, anything, go ahead, get yourself all set up for it. I'm going to move just so I know I have plenty of room. I'm going to move some of my beautiful plants. Oh yeah, I haven't told you about my beautiful plants. So here, these are our indoor plants. Not all of them. And as you'll see, I'm going to take a video to keep talking. Okay, we look good there. As you'll see, this is Charlie's squirrel picnic table that he made. We feed the squirrels peanuts. As you can see here, out of our little Logan's picnic table, we got the little peanut bucket from little mini Logan's peanut bucket there. And we've got our tomatoes all from our garden, our cucumbers from our garden that they shape like squash for some reason, but they taste delicious like cucumbers. So yeah, this is some of our awesome, we've got our gifts from a certain friend of ours. I'm going to pause for one moment. Pause, there we go. So, and then some gifts from the same friend, a gift for me and a gift for our sweet little Rizzo girl here, her little Louis Vuitton pump toy. So we appreciate the efforts of our lovely producer and husband, Charlie Sonia, for making this an awesome set. I hope you guys enjoy the little decor and breaks that we give to you as well. So guys, we're going to be in the floor. Our first exercise is a plank with an alternating knee, elbow to elbow. I'll show you real quick and then we'll start the timer. And in fact, since I'm going to be in the floor, I'm just going to go ahead and bring the timer down to the floor. That'll be nice and easy. So we're going to do plank, knee, elbow to elbow. So that's going to be a two-part movement. So we're going to be in plank. Set your plank up nice and strong. So we're going to be in plank. And then we're going to knee to knee to knee plank. Okay? So, nice strong plank. Lift knee to elbow. Bring to the other elbow. Back to the original elbow. Step it back. I'm tempted to add a little down. So yeah, I'm going to give you the option. I'll show you when we get there. You can either just hold plank, and do the elbow to elbow to elbow, or you can do a down dog in between. I'm not sure where I want to be. I'll experiment with it. I'll show you both. Let's work. So you're going to do down dog, you go down dog, knee, drop your knee, knee, back. Knee to left elbow, knee to right elbow, knee to left elbow, step it back. You can throw a down dog in if you want. Back. Knee to elbow, opposite elbow, back to the original, step it back. A little down dog if you want. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, step it back. A little down dog if you want. Elbow, 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 back. Good. The only reason why I'm hesitant, I'll be very honest with you, is I have a new sports bra. And I was doing a yoga class before this, and I was very worried that my girls were going to fall out. All right, guys, we're going to do an elbow plank with knee drops. And I really don't want the girls to fall out live on camera if I can help it. All right, so elbow plank. You can be here with your arms at 11, or making an 11, or you can bring your hands together. Step back into your elbow plank, heart shines forward, and we're just dropping our knees. Strong through those elbows. Push the floor away. But think about your heart shining ahead. Neck is long, shoulders pull down away from the ears. Belly tight, up and in. Drop those knees. Woo! Come on up. Now, we're going to row the boat. So I'm going to show you a modified boat, but you can take full boat if you like. We've just done boat recently, so you're probably familiar. And sit. Put your hands behind your knees. Pull your chest up and then sit back. Restrain, pulling your heart up. And instead of rotating like a Russian twist, I want you to think like you have a paddle in your hand and you're coming up and over like you're rowing a boat. So it's more of this fluid movement instead of just a sharp left, right, left, right. It's like we're coming up and over, up and over. So obviously I've changed my hands to kind of show you the flow of that movement. Good. So we're going to do two versions of leg scissors. So we're going to come down to our back. I'm going to go at kind of an angle. So hopefully you can see what my feet are doing a little bit better. And because it gives me a little more space. All right, so we're going to do two pulse leg scissors. So we're laying back. Put your hands under your tail for some support right underneath that tailbone. And then we're going to leg scissor, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can make this easier by doing knees instead, or fully dropping. Or you can make this harder by doing a little crunch and holding a steady crunch. Now, last, we're going to do low leg scissors. So keep those hands under the tail. Roll those shoulders down. Get a nice long neck. Whew. So leg scissors, you have lots of options to make it harder or more challenging. So I'm going to show you the least challenging way. We've got our lower belly up and in, or down and in. And we're going to crisscross, open and close our legs. So up high, releases some of the challenge. Down low, kicks that challenge in. Woo-hoo. Imagine you were trying to suck something up and in to your belly. Hold it tight. Woo. You can also make the scissors smaller. Ha! Whoa. Man, I haven't done those in a while. Oh, it's Rizzo. It's Rizzo with her shady snake. Hi. Oh my goodness. Are you going to walk around in my sweat puddles? Are you going to walk in my sweat puddles? You're so clean though. All right guys, we've got that plank, knee to knee to knee. So set up that nice strong plank. Wide fingers, chest shines forward, knee comes in, drops to the left elbow, back to the right, step it back. Knee to left elbow, knee to right elbow, knee to left elbow, step it back. Right, left, right, step it back. Core tight, twist, back. Thank you, Rizzo. Right, left, right, step it back. Left, right, left, step it back. Hi. I know I'm like a big old salt lick. Ah. What? What? Oh, shady snake. Shady snake. Okay, watch out when I come down. All right, guys, so elbow plank. Elbows under shoulders. Shine that heart ahead. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. Drop those knees down. Again, we've got that lower belly. Tight, up and in. Keep that chest forward. Keep the neck long. You can alternate knees if you need to. Or you can keep one knee down, do the other for a few, and then change it out. That's a great modification. Whew. All right. Row the boat. So Coming over to your sit bones. We're gonna row a boat, Lorenzo. Get everything set. Open that chest up. Sit it back. Thank you, Rizzo. Chest stays tall. And we up and over. Up and over. So if you want to take this next level, you just pick those feet up. Row. 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 Either way you want to be. If you start to feel pain in your lower back, that means you've exhausted your core, and wherever you're at, your core can't hold you there anymore. So you just need to sit up taller. All right, I'm gonna lay it back. We've got those double pulse leg scissors. Hi, Lisa. You are such a good coach. All right, so full version. Lift that chest up. But again, chest on the string. Pulse. 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 Or you can let the crunch go and lay flat. Or you can shorten your levers by bending your knees. So I hope you guys are seeing what I was talking about by adding these big movements into the core work. We are still getting cardio even buried in core work. Woo! I'm gonna give my hands a little break. For the next exercise though, you do want to keep those hands under that tail most likely. I think I found my mystery hair finally. All right, keep that hands, make a little diamond underneath your tailbone. And then we've got those leg scissors. So again, you can be up here if you need to for the leg scissors. You take them, and a lot of times I like to test it. I start high, and then I work my way to a certain point, and I go, okay, there it is. Just changing which foot you crisscross over the top. Keep that core so tight, guys. I mean, pull it in. Firm, firm, firm. If you start to feel burn in your hips, that means you're working more hip flexors. So you need to let the pressure up, lift your legs up a little bit taller. All right, guys. We've got one more trip through, and we are done. We're almost done, so. All right, bring it up. You've got those planks. Watch out, Sue. Good girl. All right. Strong hands. Chest shines forward. Step back into your plank. Knee, 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 and back. Again, you can throw in that down dog if you like. Here. Forward. Knee, knee, knee. Down dog. Totally up to you. Set it down. I do a lot of down dogs every day, so I kind of threw it in a few times, but not every time. And if you don't do it a lot, it's a great thing to throw in, incorporate into your practice. All right, again, go back up. Go. Okay. Elbow plank. Elbows under shoulders. Shine everything forward. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Back into the elbow plank. Down. Hold that belly tight. If you don't, you'll start pooching up. Lock those shoulders in. Stay strong. You're under 10 seconds. Woo! All right. We are rowing our boat. exercises left, guys. Stay strong. You can do this. Chest tall. Sit back. Up and over. You've got to paddle. So if you had a paddle, if you were paddling a boat, even if you never have, you know what that looks like. You wouldn't do this, right? You would come up and over. You drag through the water. Drag through the water. "15 seconds. Hold that belly tight. "5 seconds. Perfect. 2 exercises left. Come on down to your back. We are in the real home stretch now, guys. Thank you, Rizzo. Make that little diamond shape with your index and thumbs underneath your tail. Legs come up. Crunch up if you're adding the crunch. 2 pulses. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Thank you, Rizzo. 1, 2. 1, 2. And you can always lay it back if this is too much. Shorten your levers by bending your knees. Lots of options. Woo! Last one, guys. Leg scissors. So I was saying last round, I like to start tall with my scissors and then slowly lower as I'm doing them to kind of find that money spot where my core is working, but my hip flexors aren't burning. So I recommend you give it a shot. Start tall and then slowly start to lower. Kind of find that spot where it's like, oh, okay, core's working, core is on. Ding, ding, ding. Woo, guys. I recommend if you're still on the floor, stay low. Stretch those arms up overhead. Stretch those toes out. Woo. Give that core a little love. Bring those knees in. Squeeze everything in. Get some Roo kisses. Oh, thank you, Rizzo. You are such a helper. You are such a helper. So, guys, if that was your first Tabata, welcome to the sweaty, sweaty world of a Tabata workout. If that was not your first Tabata, thank you for coming back and continuing to push and challenge yourself. I said it would be sweaty, I guaranteed it, and I delivered, I think. Oh goodness, so guys, this is a great way to get super quick workouts in. You could always take this workout and divide it up into 2, 3. If you had literally 15 minutes that you could squeeze in a workout, why not do one of these Tabatas? You know you're gonna break a sweat, you know you're gonna burn some calories, and get a little bit of muscle tone in too. Why not? So this is a great way to work for all different types. And again, if something is also very modifiable, to make shorter, to take longer breaks, to skip exercises, kind of like circuit. So I hope you guys enjoy these workouts. I know the Tabatas are definitely probably the most popular thing I have on YouTube. So I'm glad to keep providing these and I hope you're enjoying them. I thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who keep working out with me, I'm really, really proud of you and the effort that you're putting in. Please like and share and subscribe and brag on yourself. Tell people what we're doing here. And lastly, if you're able to Venmo any donations, they are greatly appreciated. Venmo at Strong Style Fit is where you'll find me. So you guys have a great rest of your day. You take care, and I will see you in a few days for another live workout. Mwah!